Se acabó. El León desde primera. El León es bicampeón del fútbol mexicano. Convincente con un fútbol extraordinario. El rey de la selva. León es campeón del fútbol mexicano en el año 76 de su fundación. And Club León have won the CONCACAF Champions League.
Yo. What's up? It's been a while, guys. We're a little bit out of practice. Hello. Cody, I'm not going to do you like that. I'm not going to imitate you this time. I'll just do it straight up. Welcome to another episode of the Lions Den podcast. What is this? Thursday night football? Yeah,
Thursday night.
Little bit unusual here to talk about all things Club León, even though we do so a little bit de mala gana because it just has not been a great season, guys. I mean, I wouldn't say there's a direct correlation between that and the relative scarcity of episodes that we've had recently. But let's just be real, guys. I don't think anyone would argue it's just not that much fun to talk about this team right now. I mean, what can we really say? It's been kind of a slog. You know, our fandom has not waned. I mean, I'm still going to every game. I still wouldn't imagine myself anywhere else on game days, but it just hasn't been as much fun. And let's just not lie about that. There's no reason to lie about that. It just has not been that much fun. Really, ever since almost a year ago now. Seems crazy, but in a couple months, it'll be 1 year since we won the Conca Champions, maybe the highest point in the history of the club. And since then, guys, it just hasn't been as much fun watching this team. It's been kind of a free fall, and just same guys are out there, but they're just not getting the job done. So, but be that as it may, we have a responsibility to our audience to talk about this team, and talk about this team we shall. So what do you say, guys? How
En
you
las
feeling?
buenas y en las malas.
How you feeling dentro del entorno del Club León? How are you guys feeling right now?
Not very happy. Honestly, not very happy.
I'm happy because I got to see Leon play. All right, yeah, it's frustrating, of course, and I think you guys were talking about it makes kind of podcasting a little harder. Also, because just we haven't had the time to coordinate. It's not just because of that, but yeah, I think we could do better, and I think hot take though, I still think we're gonna win the majority of the last 7 games. So
Really?
Yes. So 4 out of 7, so at least 4. That's what I think. I think Leon, like right now, probably has been like making us all mad the whole 10 jornadas. But I think right now, and look, this isn't just me saying something. I used to be, and not even that long ago, un romántico del fútbol, where I wanted Leon to be like, I don't know, like 40 points, and then clasificando first or second to La Liguilla, and then winning every other game. I've seen Tigres, and here's another thing. We kind of almost had an opportunity to do that in 2019, and it was all for nothing. You know, like you think about how Tigres just took that championship, and at this point, like if León qualifies in 10th place y gana la final, I'll be as happy, because this liga is different. It's not like La Española, like the rest of the world, like it's different. So it makes me feel like, yeah, we suck right now, but I just feel like it's about like probably matchups. And I think, yeah, but of course we have lesionados. We have a lot of things not going for us. So it's just me trying to be optimistic, and maybe hopefully other teams get bad luck. We're gonna play Chivas, and we're gonna talk about later about that. Pero pues, hey, acaban de jugar ayer. I'm not saying like I want to get points like this, but I don't care. However you can get to the liguilla con los puntos y anímicamente. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been pretty bad this season. Yeah. I personally don't think we're gonna trend upward for the rest of the season. This is just me. This is my take. Looking at some of the teams, yeah, some of them look winnable, but like,
yeah,
como dice Arturo Ruiz, the team is horrible. We can't even beat Mazatlán or Tijuana. Like, if you can't beat those teams, look at the rest of the schedule. Like, you know, Tijuana's like the worst team in the league, and we couldn't even beat them.
Yeah, but
and it's not like we looked good against them. We didn't even look good against them. We just we're just
There were some games where you're right about that, and there were some other games where I felt like against Atlas, like I was okay, that was interesting. Like I didn't think we were gonna get any points out of that. Mazatlan beat Necaxa, and it's like Necaxa wasn't beaten up to that point, so it just makes me feel like, nah, man. Until you get to La Liguilla, then we can really start saying, nah, we're not gonna. Like I've seen teams throughout my whole life watching this Liga, like Pachuca del 99, just like 10th place or something like that. And then, Javier Aguirre, and it has to do with that too. It just depends on the kind of coach we have. Javier Aguirre always told them to that Pachuca 99, like, hey, we have nothing to lose. No one's looking out. We're the last place team, and the expectation and the pressure is on other teams. So I don't know. This Liga to me has always seemed like that. A veces el América puede estar arrastrando la Liga y Chivas los elimina, or backwards. Like it's just kind of one of those things where I feel. We'll see what place we qualify, though. That is going to be enough. Yeah, if we're like 10th place, and I'm still going to be like, I don't know, we can probably win it. But at the end of the day, man, I've always felt like this is a league where sometimes you have a great just like a stretch of good winnable like decisions going your way, and then like las jugadas están terminando. And se practica algo. Sometimes it's a game where you have to lose. You have to lose a lot to get that fire in you. Like saying, how can we just? Because I don't know, man. Like maybe lo mejor. I'm trying to figure out like what's the blessing in disguise against Cholos. I think ese penal no one wanted. I feel like we all kind of deserved. We felt we deserved those 3 points. I think the players and Baba kind of felt that the most. So I'm pretty sure they're equally as mad, and I think they're going to really. I mean, we had a lot. I think you said it, Carlos. We had a lot of wake-up calls, supposedly, right? Like the fact that we've lost and we're supposed to feel like, okay, this is now or never. It really is now or never. Like against Chivas and El Akron, after playing against America yesterday, 0-3, and then like if you don't really do anything, then yeah, I just feel like there's no even point in like you're saying like believing, right? But hey, if you get 3 golden points in El Akron against Chivas, which I will say to me is the most important game left. Because of the teams that I hate as a Leon fan, America, Tigres, Cholos, Atlas, we already played those and it wasn't all that good. I think we got like Pumas left. Monterrey is probably like our
we got Pumas, Monterrey.
Yeah, but I always say this, Monterrey, like when we play them, I don't feel anything. I feel like that's Leon's best friend in toda la liga. Like if anything, like they should really like those directivas should always be like, hey man, we both hate Tigres. Julio Davino's out there, un Leonés, so like. I've always felt like they're like best friends, man. I think that's the least team that Leon fans hate. I don't know if that's up to the people to decide, but as a Leon fan, I got no problem with Monterrey fans. Luis said like last year, they never even played a game against each other in Liguilla. Like we don't even have that history to even have a chance to hate them.
Do we? Wait, is that true? Is that a fact?
Yeah.
With what?
Monterrey and Leon have never played in Liguilla.
They have Monterrey and Leon, to the best of my knowledge, and to the best of Javi, the historian's knowledge.
I have to really go back.
We've never faced off in. I don't believe we faced off in any sort of eliminatoria, not in Conca Champions, not in Liga, not anything.
Yeah. Wow. And with Tigres, there's a lot of history, even in '96. You go back to, or is it '95? I have to go back to that one too. But I think Tigres had just like I don't know what their deal was. Descendieron por jugar en Liguilla or something like that. And of course, Leon lost or something, the repechaje to them. But it was, there's history with Tigres, not with Monterrey.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, let me just finish the general point before we get into the specifics of the game. I mean, just to play on what you said, Carlos, you're probably right. When you dig yourself this big of a hole, statistically, mathematically, it's a lot more likely that you will not get yourself dug out of it than turning things around. I'll only say we've just seen so many stories, just even in recent years with this particular franchise, where, I mean, there are enough points left on the table to get hot and going into Liguilla and make a run. I'm not saying it's likely to happen. You're probably right. It's much more likely that it won't, but it is possible. And, I think it's worth hanging on to that little vestige of hope in a league like Liga MX, at least. In other leagues, it wouldn't be. But Liga MX is designed to be dramatic all the way up until the very last match day and through Liguilla, which is part of the reason I like it so much. which is part of the reason I was able to get into this league before I was able to get into many others. It's just that drama, that built-in drama that they have up until the very last day of the season. You just have to get hot for 3 or 4 matches, and you got a shot. That's just the way this works. And so I'm hanging on to that, and I don't dissuade anyone else from hanging on to that either. That's just, it's just the nature of our league.
Yeah, it gives like all the teams, even like Puebla, hope and stuff. Like Querétaro and those teams. Like it really does. Like Puebla has had a good run, not this season, but it gave him hope. I got a Puebla fan, and he was like, "Might be our year, man. Might be our year." I'm like, dude.
That's true, but like, when is the last time we actually saw that happen? That weird phenomenon where like the low seed actually qualifies, like makes it to like the semifinals or the finals.
Querétaro, probably Ronaldinho and Santos, and was that same season with Ronaldinho when they went to the final, or
no? That was I think that was Copa.
Okay, maybe you're right.
It wasn't Liga, it was Copa.
Because
but like I don't remember the last time a low seed besides us.
Leon, when were we low seed?
Well, when we won the second championship, the bicampeonato.
Oh, yeah. Like
and we were eighth.
I'm
like when's the last? Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Pachuca against Monterrey. Pachuca against Monterrey when they beat them over there with Mohamed, the técnico. But again, they had a really good team, man. It's just that's the thing about like La Liga Mexicana. You can be like 8th seed, but you're like 1 point away from like 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd place. Like it's just it's a weird thing. That's why I always feel like that's why I do think like once like the last jornada, like that's really when we have to have a feeling like, nah, I don't think we're. But even then, I've seen teams probably I've as a Leon fan, I never felt like. Except the bicampeonato, you're totally right. That was one of the most amazing feelings I've ever felt in my life. It really was. Like now that I think about it, I don't know if any other fan base has the same experience. I don't know if maybe even TJ fans when they won their first championship. I don't think they were expecting all that because Leon had them knocked out. They had that really they needed a miracle over there in TJ, and they freaking got it. And it was I was so mad that day. I was so mad. Anyway, like. That could have been a feeling like you didn't expect your team to go all the way and they won it. For me, Leon, in 2014, especially even like the first 10 minutes of the game against Pachuca in the final con lesionados and everything, I was like, man, my family, they gave up. I was the only one watching the game, and then grito gol, like I think it was Boselli, and then they all come up like, nah, like yeah, look, and they're like, oh my god, we have a chance. And then everybody was like, vamos, Leo. I'm like, yeah, but you guys left, man. You guys thought we weren't gonna win it. And it really felt like the whole torneo, because even that game against Cruz Azul was also amazing. Because who also didn't expect it? Those Cruz Azulinos, man. Like that was one of the most hilarious things. Cuando Chapo Montes mete ese gol, and la cámara va a los aficionados like again, otra vez la Cruz Azuliamos, siendo super líder, and it was just glorious. But yeah, you're right. I don't know when was the last time. We're probably not gonna see it for a while.
Yeah.
Con estos regios y América que está gastando más que nunca because of los regios, it's gonna be hard for like a Querétaro to ever make it to maybe a Necaxa can make it to a final. I don't know. I don't know what I don't see it happening. You're right.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. Anyways, this game 1-1 draw. Disappointing at the very end, but you guys were there.
Yeah.
And Javier, you captured the first goal on film.
Yeah,
you posted it.
Yeah,
that was a nice moment. How'd you guys celebrate that?
Well, first of all, my phone died or it was dying. I said, "Nah, Dad, give me your phone." Like I know I have a feeling like I gotta just keep recording, and I don't usually like all the time record. Even in that specific, I just felt que era una jugada peligrosa. You just kind of feel it. Y sí, grabé el gol, and one of the things that I also want to say, like after the goal and everything, how much time is left and everything, I just felt like we needed to have cabeza. There was a play where like even Eric Torres had a chance, lo dejó correr de más al jugador. I'm like, hace una falta, like strategic fouls, like I felt que nos faltó colmillo in that sense. But another thing was that when they call, or Louis told me, what are they doing? What are they taking so long? I'm like, I think they're checking for a penalty. Now I had no reason to, because there was like really like the play had passed. It had been a couple of, I think like a minute or two that had passed prior to the supuestamente falta, because like you can hear it in the crowd cuando reaccionó, they're like, I'm like, what happened over there? But I didn't pay too much attention because like, it wasn't, not even the players were protesting that much. But here's the thing: once I found out who was involved, which is Barreiro, I knew they iba a marcar penal because I don't know si lo señalaron en la tele, but prior to that, man, there was una jugada donde Barreiro estaba diciendo que era saque de meta for León, or he said something, but he freaking yelled at the árbitro
You're
like
right.
crazy. He made him look like really. Even the people around me were like, "Damn, Everton doesn't have any, you know what?" And it was just like I said in my mind, I know referees are petty, man. I know they are. I know. He's like, all right, watch. If I have an opportunity, I'm gonna screw your team over. And I feel that's what happened. Like even if regardless if it was like, I think to plead, it was more of a because esas cuadras las visto muchas veces, even in that game. Like why is it like you can choose or why not to choose? And it just feels like also VAR was reaching for that. Now I have to go back and watch the game. I was in the stadium, so it's a different experience. But it just felt to me like, man, like even though I felt at some points Tijuana was more dangerous, I just felt León tácticamente atrás hizo su trabajo bien, and I don't think it was it wasn't for a 1-1.
It was too soft. That call was way too soft. I mean,
Yeah.
you see those like jersey tugs all the time in this league, and they never get called.
Nope.
Like, it's
Yeah.
It's kind of laughable when you see them getting called.
Yeah,
Well,
and there was no
I'll
audio,
say,
right?
Well, supposedly you can go on the page and listen in on the VAR conversations. I've never tried to do it. I don't know if you have, Carlos,
I haven't.
or
No.
Javi. But I'll just say two things. Three things. One, I don't like talking too much about the refereeing ever because there were moments we had in that game to put it away. We had plenty of chances to put that game away and make this a non-issue. Having said that, I will say that VAR was not created for moments like this. It was not created to ratify a really, really, really weak PK that was not called on the field. That is not what it was meant for. And three, we say on this podcast a lot, El VAR giveth and El VAR taketh away, but I'd say it taketh away a lot more from Club León than it giveth. I don't know if that's just my imagination, but I feel like we are one of the most negatively affected clubs, at least in Liga MX.
Well, there's already two, man. There's two decisions that you kind of feel like, all right, VAR was, in my opinion, I thought, una roja que se le escapó al referee, un penal que no era penal, stuff like that, like, but America and then this one, what it felt to me is that they were just like, this can't end like this. Let's look for any kind of anything that could be excusable to the point where we saw what we saw now against Cholos. It was like, come on, man, that doesn't make any sense to me because I think the problem now it's always going to be like, it's not even VAR, it's whoever is in charge. Whoever's like, imagine me knowing me in charge of VAR and I'm in America and I'm going to be like, nah, man, like still I can't make up things, but I can magnify something and make it look to become something that it's not, and that's the thing. Like you can call that up and not, and that's ridiculous. Like that would have never ever in no other history, no other era would have been a penal. It wasn't even like to the point where like they had to really, really, really like. And you can tell, like, another thing that I can tell by the America thing was that they were looking at it for a while. It wasn't like, nah, keep looking. No, there's nothing. Nah, keep looking. What about that angle? That looks good. Send that. Yeah. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
That's how it feels. Because going back to the America one, even the arbitro was like, dude, no one is even complaining. What are you guys looking for? No, I'm pretty sure I saw something, man. Keep looking. Find me that angle. And if it's about angles, and it gets to a scary territory because in Caliente, Grupo Caliente could just be looking for all, whoever's in charge of, that's where it becomes kind of like, I don't like VAR in La Liga Mexicana because I feel like Televisora's own teams, they have something in play with these teams, so they're always going to benefit them.
Yeah, I think.
Well, if it's not used correctly, sorry, just one aside. If it's not used correctly, it hurts the game as much as it helps it. I mean, obviously there have been some very, very good calls that have been made that should have been made on the field and weren't, that VAR has made right. Yeah. But it seems like nowadays, at least in Liga MX, it's doing as much of the opposite. It's doing as much harm as it is good. And
it feels like El VAR is arbitrando, not the arbitro, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be something that it's like a help, like a tool. Like back then, you didn't have these cameras to see si era gol o no, como los goles fantasmas. Like that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. That was
You know?
a penal very rebuscado. Obviously,
Yeah,
they went to
that's
the
what I'm
VAR
saying.
to try to find
Yep.
to find something that wasn't there. Basically.
Yeah,
En
it's like the guy
efecto,
in the VAR in
¿no?
his head is saying, "Man, we got to look for something," you know,
Yeah,
because
and the thing is, the ref didn't even call it in real time, right? Like they had to slow down the
no,
play
yes,
frame by frame for him to see the shirt pull, and
it's
the
like
ref was
really.
standing right there, right in front of the play, and he didn't call it.
Yeah, he didn't call it. He didn't see it. You know what I mean? It's like you're going way out of your way, and then with the slow camera thing, man, I've had a problem with that for a while, because I've now it's become so ridiculous que cualquier contacto, everything looks more dramatic in slow motion. I think we can all agree. So like even like a little like oh
Yeah.
look he touched it, he barely touched it. That's a falta. Like come on, bro. Like
I mean, unless it's like studs to the ankle, then those
yes,
like
that
that's different. That's different. Like
yeah,
yeah, you can slow that down or speed that up. It's always going to be studs to the
porque
ankle.
son rozones. You know they still hurt. You know.
Yeah. Tu
Hey,
compa
what's up?
Alexander Ramirez.
What's
What's
up,
up,
Alex?
guys? Javier, next time let me know when you go to Tijuana. I've been wanting to go see a game.
Well, I'm in
See a
San
Leon
Diego
match.
now, so I'm gonna be in TJ whenever Leon comes to TJ,
Yeah.
or they play SDFC or something. I don't know.
Arturo Ruiz. All I'm saying is to apply the same criteria to the Viñas play
Yeah, see.
because I think both are penalties.
Oh, y cómo
Well,
lo traen a Viñas también.
yeah, I mean, if that's the criteria, then they missed a few penalty calls on Viñas. You know,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Just kind of it adds fuel to that conspiracy, like
Yeah, and then
La Mano Negra.
and then Piojo Herrera somehow you feel. I feel bad because I feel like he has nothing to do with it, but like still, like freaking Piojo, it's probably your fault, man. Probably
Did you guys see his outfit? He was wearing like blue pants, and they were talking on through that, and like,
I
oh, he probably lost a
did
bet.
see it. I did see it from a distance.
They were making fun of him.
Who went
Like,
through
oh,
that
he
and said
lost
that,
a
man?
bet.
They got jokes into the ending, man.
Yeah, they were like, no, he probably lost a bet, and he had to wear blue pants.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big size
Anyways,
difference between him and Bava, so you could really tell who's who, like in the technical area. Like I'm blind, so I can just see like tall Bava and like Piojo just trying to like. I felt like, come on, go crazy on Bava. I dare you. Say something to him, like yell. Like he was chill the whole time. I feel like the fact that like. I'm talking about the conferencia because he usually he's always los arbitros. He didn't say nothing about no arbitros. He was like, oh yeah, they did a pretty good job.
he knew, like
Come
like
on,
you had
man.
him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
whatever.
Kind of a strange game, man. We had 3 points in the bag, and nope, guess not. Anyways, anything else about that match that we want to talk about?
It's a horrible cancha que se lesionan muchos jugadores. That's it. That's the first thing I told Louis. Like, dang man,
Who
like
came off injured from their team? It was like in the first few minutes, somebody came off injured.
Oh yeah,
right?
someone came injured. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. But I know for us it was Avion. Who came out?
Yeah,
It was Avion.
which is not a good thing.
No, it's not, and it always happens to Leon when they visit that cancha.
No, not just because of that. It's because he's actually like the only one besides Viñas who's actually playing really, really good football. Like he's in shape, he's fast, he can play multiple positions.
Yeah. No, y le tenían otra vez esa confianza, which he really, really needed, man. And I think again, es un leonés. I think he siente los colores like we do. And
did you guys watch the interview with Paco Vela? Shout out to Paco Vela.
Shout out to Paco
Vela.
He shouted us out.
We both had the pleasure of spending a few minutes with at Estadio Caliente on Sunday.
Try to rob me. I was like, what the heck? No, because like
he tried to rob you.
No, like I was walking. I was talking to my dad or Louis or something, and he's like,
he came out of nowhere and startled us a little bit.
Yeah. Nah, well, I was just kind of like I saw some big dude come up to me. He's like, dame tu dinero. But I looked him straight in the eye, like I am broke. And then I saw it was Paco. I'm like, oh, freaking Paco. He's like, sí, Alfredo Vejero le estaba haciendo señas, no me hacía caso. And I'm like, and we talked for a while. Yeah, we had like a little mini podcast. It's like always we hang out, we just start talking about some stuff. Paco's cool, man. He won tickets. He won 2 tickets for journalists.
He interviewed Avion on his pod, his little show or whatever.
Which one was this one? The one they aired like 2 nights ago, or
it was probably like last week sometime.
All right, I'm a little behind.
Go back and watch. He's always shouting you out on the pod. I watch his podcast too. He's always shouting you out. He's like, Javier, get that.
Yeah, and Louis too, man. He's always
Louis too.
Louis philosophicals. beliefs about traveling, and like if you look at the good parts of football and everything.
Yeah.
I'm butchering. I know I'm butchering it. Like I know Louis says it better, but the
Yeah.
essence of it is that football.
Hopefully we get to meet him more in depth when he. I'm assuming he's going to travel out here to the U.S. during the, what is it, Leagues Cup, or what are we playing next?
Hopefully, we'll see. I think if he does, I'm going to be also, like I told you, Carlos, that wouldn't be a bad idea. We like somehow use that Leagues Cup as a way of like road tripping. For Louis, it's gonna be.
Let's go.
For Portland, man, it's gonna be like a thing. Yeah, I mean
It's like
that would be it, right?
You folks are
be
more
it.
than welcome to meet me in Portland. I haven't given dates or anything yet, but my plan is to, of course, be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Louis knows all the like sweet like barbecue spots and stuff.
Yeah, man, I can't wait because that's got to be called El Fiero Viajero Clásico, man, or something like the Fiero Viajero Derby. And the other one is the Marcelo Balboa Derby. It's crazy because they're also the Denver. So we got two good teams.
I'm still not. I still haven't mentally processed what that whole thing's going to mean. So we'll have to come back to that later.
Yeah.
I hope San Diego and Leon never face each other. The one thing I know that Leon and San Diego will have in common is that we both hate Cholos. So that's already a thing. People in San Diego are already
more than likely.
Yep.
That's what Ruiz said. He's pulling up to Portland. What about Denver? That's like
that sounds gangster food. Don't pull up on us.
Yeah.
Like that. Like,
if I can, I'll also be in Denver.
Yeah, I would want to visit Denver too, man.
Yeah, let's
I've
go
never
to Denver.
been. Yeah.
It's the Willie Yarbrough.
Yeah, I gotta go visit.
Yarbrough.
Yeah, no, didn't he leave
Colorado?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I should have known this.
Yarbrough has since signed with San Jose Earthquakes, where it looks as though Carlos Vela, if he hasn't signed already, is about to sign. Yeah,
that's smart for him, man. He's not gonna leave California.
Well, at least we'll have Marcelo Balboa there.
Yeah, we gotta have Marcelo Balboa. We gotta have him on the pod too for that too.
Yeah.
Want to Leon to beat Tijuana.
Alex Ramirez. I want Leon to beat Tijuana. Even more so, I could see Burger.
I don't know what that means.
Burger Club.
Jurgen Klopp, maybe, right?
Yeah, it's Jurgen. Yeah, I think it's autocorrect.
But what does Jurgen Klopp have to do with this?
Oh, that's what he's calling.
He's calling it. Yeah, dude.
Piojo?
I was gonna say he's calling Piojo Burger Club. That's hilarious, dude. I feel so freaking dumb for not catching that.
Sense. I thought it was like autocorrected. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were autocorrected, but this just makes it more genius because the guy that's like, "What the heck?"
Burger Club.
Yeah, dude, Burger Club, dude. If you don't mind, I'm gonna call him like that once or twice on the tweet or something.
That's funny.
He's gonna text me, "Hey man, I don't appreciate that. Piojo, what the heck?" He lives like he's like right here too. He's in TJ. I'll go visit him too. What's up, man?
Yeah. All right, a little recap of match day 10. San Luis beating Puebla 4-0. Querétaro losing to Santos 1-0. Mazatlan over Necaxa. Wow, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Mazatlan over Necaxa 2-1.
You're watching it too, huh? Because you were seeing the Brian Rubio. Yeah, you posted the Brian Rubio thing, I remember.
God, that guy's so bad.
Yeah, man, I can't believe you played with it.
Toluca beating Tigres 2-1. That was also a good game. I was watching it. Pachuca over Juarez 3-2. Cruz Azul whacking Guadalajara.
What happened?
3-0.
Good, man.
America 5-1 over Atlas.
Atlas
3-0 over Pumas. And obviously us with the 1-1
tie. A sad tie.
Yeah, sad tie. Did he say call him Burger Club? Vicente del Postre.
I'll use all of them. Well, I'll use Burger Club. I don't want to. I'll use that one. I'll be like, hey, that's just. I didn't. If he comes looking for me, though, I'll be like, I didn't make it up. Alexander Ramirez.
Anyways, all right. So we got Chivas next on Saturday. Louis is going to be there for sure. I think you mentioned you got the last ticket.
I mean, Boleto Móvil. Kind of weird about tickets, especially for an event that's in high demand, and when the app gets saturated and it shows tickets that are available that aren't really there. But miraculously, I got in just like right at the last second. There was one seat available on the lower level. I snatched it up, and ever since then, it has shown the screen no hay boletos disponibles. And so I think I did actually literally get the last one available at least in the general sale in the primary market. I'm sure there will be secondary market tickets available, but probably at a premium price. So yeah, fortunate. The streak will not be broken. The streak will continue. I will be there.
Eso, Fiero Viajero.
Nice.
I mean, that's your job, bro. You're called Fiero Viajero.
It's my duty. It's my civic duty.
Yes. That sounds even more like legendary. It sounds more like military, like it's your duty. You're going to war.
Legendary? No.
Literally,
legendary
you are.
Legendary is the one and only
Jose.
legendary Jose. Shout out to former contributor and friend of the club,
Yeah,
friend of the pod. Friend of the pod, Jose.
It's like I knew he was gonna always be legendary since the beginning because like we rarely see him now. He's a legend. He's just like, remember Jose? Nah, that was a myth. That didn't happen. Nah, he's a legend. He has.
Yeah.
No, shout out to him.
He's
we always
one of the founders.
Yeah, he sent me. By the way, just real quick shout out because I know he sent me something that scared me, and then I was gonna send it to you, Carlos. But nah, I sent it to Carlos.
He sent it to me too.
Yeah, I was like, send it to Louis. Like, dang, I wanted to get Carlos.
He sent it to me too.
Yeah, Louis didn't watch it probably because he never watches my videos. Yeah, it's gonna scare you, Javi. It's gonna scare you though if you watch it. So don't watch it.
Anyways, man, so it's a sold out arena then on Saturday.
Well, let me just say this. Chicharito is doing his job. The purpose of his signing is coming to fruition. The Akron in the regular season has never really been that tough to get tickets there, as someone who's been there many times. The regular season for Chivas is not that particularly in high demand, especially when it comes to a match against León. I mean, unless it's like a Clásico or like Liguilla, those tickets generally don't sell out. But Chicharito coming home has obviously changed that. Now tickets are in extremely high demand for Estadio Akron. And so, yeah, I do expect it to be a packed house. Not just the tickets sold, but the tickets used. I expect it to be pretty full. I'm going to get there plenty early because I don't want to have any trouble with parking or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it should be a packed house and a pretty awesome environment, I would expect. Despite the fact that neither team is living its best life right now. No, but
yeah, I think Ojalá vayan muchos leoneses, right? Remember back in the day when half the stadium was green? You guys remember those images?
Yeah, I mean,
they just Fiera Mania or Territorio Esmeralda, I can't remember who, but someone just reposted those a couple days ago to remind us of how it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Back when León was in its best moment, one of its best moments in history, and Chivas was nothing.
Los viajes a Querétaro too, it's Jalisco or going to Guadalajara for León. There's a lot of that's why I've always said this. When I lived in the city of León, no matter if I'm in Los Olivos, Tldp, any kind of barrio where my friends live, just you see a lot of people from Jalisco. And it's just a fact and a reality. Sean de los Altos de Jalisco or de Guadalajara, there's a lot of people in Jalisco living. So that's why I always say it feels like a León, it feels like a Clásico when you play Chivas. And Atlas is becoming another big rivalry besides the whole Atlas and Orlegui thing, but just because the people in Jalisco that live in León. So, man, hopefully que si vayan muchos leoneses. It's is it what, a 2-hour drive, Louis? Or
from León to Guadalajara, 2.5.
Yeah, so
to Zapopan, maybe almost 3.
Yeah, Zapopan, because el estadio está en Zapopan. Yeah, ojalá vayan. Mucha gente que radica en Guadalajara, que son de León, or they are making el viaje like Louis, he's from Guanajuato capital. So, yeah.
Yeah, many of the León fans I've met on the trips to the stadiums in Guadalajara are originally from León, but living in Guadalajara now.
Yeah. That's a lot of that going on too, man. I'm telling you. Pero sí, ojalá y vaya mucha gente de León.
So Chivas just lost against America yesterday, 3-0.
Badly. Yes.
And then the last match day in Liga MX, they lost 3-0 against Cruz Azul.
Yeah.
So that's,
and in their next game in El Akron, they're going to lose 0-3 contra León. And that's actually my prediction.
Don't spoil your prediction, Javi. It's not time yet.
Why? You're right. I might change it like twice.
Yeah, it's not prediction time yet.
I always do prediction time, and on the day of the game, I change my prediction because I feel something like nah, and I usually get that one right. It's when
You
I'm
are
on my
known to do that. That is true.
I just go on my DraftKings like that day. I'm like, I feel it.
You use DraftKings, bro?
Yeah, man. During the Super Bowl, I always made a lot of money. Well, I did make money, but not like if I was gonna make a lot of money. I was tripping. I was like, dude. But then that's why I hated lesiones, man. Oh, I don't want to get into it anyway. I love DraftKings.
Anyways, injury report. Who's out and who's coming back?
Do we even know?
We haven't heard anything about Avion.
No,
So-
I've heard anything about Guardado. I don't know when he's coming back. Has it been a month?
I doubt I don't think Guardado will come back this week.
Yeah, I think maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe
next week against
Oh,
Puebla.
did you guys hear that he's switching his number?
To what? 18?
To whatever his old number was at Betis. What is it?
He'll
18?
he'll go
18.
he'll go back to, I think he'll go back to 18, but next season,
Next
right?
season.
Next season, right? Because you
Yeah.
can't switch the
Yeah.
jerseys mid-season.
Yeah, next season.
Who has 18 right now?
18 is Viñas.
Viñas.
Viñas has 18.
So is that like low key
Dale
a
9.
sign that maybe he's leaving?
Well, Viñas, no, give him the 9. He's our 9. He's you know,
That's
give him
true.
the 9. Give him the 9. I think that's
Yeah.
that's what I would do. Dientes 10, él es el 9. Y le das el 18 que le corresponde a Guardado.
Que ya se vaya Elías.
What does Elias have? 11?
Elias has 11.
11.
Yeah.
I like Elias, man. I got a lot of stories about Elias. The
He's,
first,
he's cool. He's cool. He's a great guy. I mean, he's given a lot to the club, but man, I think his time's over. I think it's over.
yeah. The problem is that we
Yeah,
can't
but-
replace him with the better. That's the thing. De todos los mexicanos que tenemos, es el mejor desborda, centra.
How
Can
many
we
times
find
have we
someone-
said his
Many.
time is over and then he gives us another
Louis.
moment of magic?
Yeah,
Manny
you know-
Louis.
Yeah, but you know what?
Many.
I can't remember who said. I think it was Romo who said it on Tldp. He was like, last season he played his ass off in the CONCACAF Champions League, and he was looking good, and he looked like he deserved the extension. As soon as they gave him the extension,
Yeah.
he's back to being regular
Yeah.
old Elias.
That's a
Yeah.
problem. But it's only a year extension that they give him, right? Like every year he's got to
That's
do
still
like,
a lot of money, dude. Like
yeah. No, I know. Yeah. I don't know.
that's a lot of money that you could be like investing in
See,
something better, younger.
se iba a ir a Necaxa. That's what I was hearing the rumors. But I think León, I think they knew that we also don't have any players like on las bandas, you know, because I think Elias can play very well on both, and that's the thing that we have. And he's Mexican, so no es como que agarra un lugar de extranjero. So that's the thing. That's why I've always said this too. I think more than ever, León has to look into su cantera. You know, they have to look for anything that they got. I said like
That's true.
man, I said it like last year. I said Sebastian Santos he could fit, even if he's not really that's his role. He could probably fit a lot of positions that we're missing right now. But go to your cantera. You don't really have to bring Rubios and these other players. Like I think you
That's
have
true.
it in your cantera.
look at the model that Pachuca is currently
Yes.
implementing. Like they have
Incredible,
a
man.
bunch of like young kids, young talent, and they're like fighting for like the top 3 spots.
No, Pachuca is otro mundo. They're playing all these tournaments as we speak
So
internationally.
like, why can't we follow that same model? Like, why do we have to keep buying all these?
Well, you know, Pachuca, it took him a while. You know, Jesus Martinez, when he first bought the team, I think in '93 or something, descendió luego, and then he eventually regresó. And I'm telling you, fue Javier Aguirre como que los llevó a esa, because they qualified. That was a cool one when they beat Cruz Azul en una final con gol de oro. Pero todo el mundo sabe que ese Pachuca, pues no era tan increíble como like that Cruz Azul in that time. But it was the fact that he got into the heads of the players. He's like, hey, man, we have nothing to lose. And it was really like a really great underdog moment because who would have thought Pachuca in 99, se va a acabar el siglo, Pachuca. They have a lot of history. They do, man. They go back to the original first leagues, amateurs, yes, but, you know, they were on top back even 100 years ago. So it was kind of like for them interesting that Martinez chose Pachuca. And then since then, it wasn't easy because, again, cuando se alineó con TV Azteca, I always felt que Jesus Martinez, to this day, will be Patiño. Will always be la persona más incómodo en el fútbol mexicano, con los federativos, con los otros dueños. You know, he's the one who brought in Slim. to a football Mexicano who is not really good friends with Azcárraga, or at least they're very competitive amongst each other in every aspects of life, whatever. So yeah, I think it's going to take a while. I think the greatest step they ever did was La Esmeralda, but it's going to take some time. I think we're seeing a little bit of it. Ambris, we're seeing a little bit of it, but lo que hace Pachuca, I gotta say, man, it's not only like how come we can't be like them. I think Pachuca is a model for like all teams, man. They've been going to like La Masia. They. So I think what we need to do really is kind of the only way we're gonna get to that point, I think, in my opinion, is dándoles oportunidades. Formarlos mejor.
So we need to go. So Arturo Ruiz says we need to be prepared to go through bad seasons if we want to bet on our academy. Is that necessarily
Yeah,
true?
I just don't think. I think it is kind of well. I mean, to bet on our academy as much as Pachuca does, nobody bets on their academy as much as Pachuca does.
Yeah.
It's
I was
just
gonna say
kind
that.
of
It's like
maybe Atlas used to, but really hoy en día, I mean, the only one,
back in
and
the day.
Chivas obviously used to, but Chivas can't afford to anymore.
Not no more. Now they buy.
If they want to play with only Mexicanos and be competitive, they can't do that anymore.
No, they just buy off the owner.
Kind of
they buy off the.
No, I think other than Pachuca, the key to success is a mix of juveniles and foreign veteranos.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be a mix.
Yeah.
I think ideally, right? I think just in the fact of ideally, and Hugo Sanchez said this a lot of times, and he was saying it hablando con jugadores que jugaron en su época. He would say, my era, it was only 3 extranjeros, but they were really, really, really good. And it was a lot of experienced players, but the majority of the thing was los juveniles. Those juveniles que tenían ese roce, like it was a combination, and that was always like a thing, like you saw, like today, cuando se aumentaron mucho la plaza de extranjeros, at one point it was 11. It got kind of hard to see young players in Mexico, but Pachuca kept doing it, man. Even when it felt like, because remember, if there's a rule where you can play up to like 10 extranjeros, let's just say that was the rule. I think it was like 10, but you can't have 10, play 6 or 7. I don't know what it was. Like if you're Pachuca would sometimes, even if they knew the rule was 7 players on the field, they would just put like 5 because they just really wanted to give opportunities to their players. They didn't. I think it's an ideological thing too, man. I think it's just, I don't know. Almada le da muchas oportunidades a los jóvenes mexicanos.
That's a unicorn situation. The most league is just not going to take that approach. And also, like what coach, knowing what of an instant gratification type league this is going to accept a project like that, knowing that they have to win right away or they're going to get their head cut off.
That's Tuca Ferretti with Tigres. Remember when they were saying that you had to put jóvenes or you're going to get fined? He'd rather get fined because he was like, I want to go to La Liguilla. I want to win. Like he just said that sometimes if you're not ready, you're not ready.
You can't have it both ways. You can't be willing to bet on your academy and be willing to lose in a league that's just so much about instant gratification. This is the most instant gratification league in the world, I think. Like
that's true, but then we also don't have like budgets like Tigres, Monterrey, America. We don't have
that's a reality, man.
And
that's
like
another thing.
So like the little money that we do have, we spend them on Napoli and these players that come and no aportan nada. Like how many players do we have?
These are players who are not working out, at least not so far, but they were requested by the manager. So what are you going to do?
And also, come on,
we can tell that manager, hey, we don't have money. Like, here's some canteranos who actually turned out to be much better than the ones we signed.
I would have done that I would have done that, Carlos. But I think we live in una liga donde los promotores tienen un poco más de poder de lo que queremos pensar. And sometimes a lot of the técnicos come in a package deal. But it is what it is. Here's the thing. Like I just feel like we have to really give opportunities to the young. Forget everybody else, just Leon in particular. In my opinion, I think we have to give a lot of opportunities when we can't find them outside. Like a lot of these times, I feel like sometimes we do like what do they call panic signings, where it's like, oh, we need to sign someone just because. And I feel like, or you can look and think, even if maybe you say they're not ready, they got to be ready some way or another. Gimnasia Esgrima de la Plata last season went through some interesting phases in Argentina where they didn't have the players or the money to buy anybody. fueron a su cantera. Tenían jugadores de 17, casi todos sus jugadores jugando en primera división. It was incredible. Like I feel like they were forced to become like professional, like to get ready. Maybe el hambre en otras ligas es diferente, you know, like that's another thing that's been always talked about, like in la Liga Mexicana, con jóvenes, they get paid very well. That's something they don't really want to leave or even transcend more than that. So I think it's a whole long thing, but I think mainly is give the best of the benefit of the doubt I'm talking about Leon, to your young players in La Esmeralda. I think like I'm seeing Sebastian Santos. I was a little sad when Baba wasn't putting him in at all in the beginning, and now that he's putting him in like I think you could play contención or play here, you know, or play there. Like that's what I thought about 6 months ago when I saw him. Like, hey man, instead of like, I think he could fit probably como extremo maybe. Like if they're gonna like sell Elias, I remember that's me thinking like, well, put Sebastian Santos. Like the reason why I said that is because I feel like people are looking at Adonis, and he had an incredible game, and you know, contención. People are saying, well, he was contención en Argentina and this and that. Well, yeah, sometimes you could do that with these players because lo estás formando. You can, you know, a lot of the times you start out playing una posición in inferiores, but right now like you have your fast qualities, this and that. Right now I need a player in this position. Vas a jugar de lateral. You know, and it's happened. And you know, when like Matosas tuvo que improvisar con Loboa, lo hizo un lateral. You know, like this, it's just we just need a project. That's the honest truth. We just need a project that's well thought out.
Long-term project.
Well, I think every project should be a long-term one, right?
Because like since 2020, we've had 5 coaches.
Yeah. And
so
the thing is that, like, I feel like in the beginning, I feel like when they were looking for their ideal coach, you know, los perfiles es importante when you're about to pick someone. Like, what are you looking for? That's the number one thing. So I think their intention in the beginning was good, but I think come to this point with Baba, I think it was just kind of like there was nothing really planned. I think they just saw, hey, this guy acaba de ser campeón. I think that's when they started looking at him. And that's when they said maybe he could be because they couldn't afford it. Like, it just becomes like, no, you got to have un perfil. That's the guy I'm going out for. And it has to be like a whole thing, man. Like when they brought Matosas, you know, they brought Matosas like months before he could even agarrar el equipo. You know, Matosas came in 2011, but he couldn't touch the team because he had just fue técnico de Querétaro. But that was a real project because like they're like, so he had time to study and time to be like, all right, me voy a traer al Gallito Vázquez. You know, it was a whole thing. Where it was a serious thought up. That's what Leon needs, man. That's in my opinion.
Look at this comment from Arturo Ruiz. He's like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm assuming he's saying this like if we play
we won't get relegated anymore.
Like we're not going to get relegated. What's the worst that can happen?
Ya no hay descensos. Ya no hay. I mean, I think because this goes back
for now, but I think they will bring it back at some point. They've already talked about it.
Yeah. The JJ Macías thing is another thing why I think we should bet on our cantera because remember he came to us and then, you know, el equipo estaba armado para ser goleador a un jugador que simplemente tenga lógica en meter. And it was players, I don't know, they overthink plays, man. And I think Macías in that first season with León, it was like, it clicked, man. It clicked. So I don't know where he valió como $20 million or something according to Chivas. And it's like, see, if you give these up, like look at Ambriz. Like I don't know how much he's worth, but he's worth something. And if you give all these players opportunities, like if Santos le mete un golazo a Chivas, people are gonna be like, who's this Santos guy? You're gonna see his carta va a subir, and then it's like that's what I've always been saying. Like we gotta give these opportunities to our canteranos because you already invested. Your biggest investment was La Esmeralda. Now you gotta make fruition out of it. Now you gotta make these players no nomás que sean ya formados, bien formados, titulares. Pero también, you know, your idea is to kind of like, if we're really, really poor in the sense that we can't compete with, how else are we going to compete? How is Pachuca competing? You know, I think that's the only way we can
building up grassroots talent.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Diego M saying, if Viñas plays, I'll be very surprised if he's still with us after Copa America. That's another thing you have to keep in mind.
The Viñas,
like, he continues to play with that messed up arm because he wants to make it to Copa America.
Sí, pues tiene una oportunidad dorada, man. Like, let's be honest. Like, para que él sea seleccionado nacional de Uruguay, it was impossible. Like when you have Suarez, Cavani, it was. But he has an opportunity. And Bielsa, man, I love. And Louis knows. But to him to be looking out over here, I'm like, yeah, le veo cualidades importantes a Viñas para que lo siga llamando. I think the best León could do is
Dennis Flores. Awkward question, but you guys remember Denis Flores?
Like 2014. I think there was fue lateral, no?
Is it the guy that came from Minnesota?
No, that was
Or that left Minnesota?
Ibarra.
Ibarra. Okay.
Denis Flores. I feel like
I don't remember.
I don't know who he was. I gotta look this up. This is crazy.
No.
He sounds familiar. I feel like he was lateral y no jugó nada. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Well, do you guys remember los japoneses que vinieron? And I remember there was like there was a thing, there was 2 Japanese players that had played, but it was like a whole like canterano thing where it was like estaban intercambiando jugadores. But I remember when I was in León, los de TV Azteca or was it Televisa Bajío, they made a whole like supercampeones, like a little bit, like los hermanos Toriocos or whatever. It was funny. But yeah, a lot of times you're gonna see these juveniles come and go, and what happened to them? I don't know.
Yeah, like Armando León. Whatever happened to him.
León.
Remember he came in when we didn't have a number 9?
Yeah.
Así ya se fue. Like, we didn't have a number 9. We were looking for a striker, and Nacho Ambriz was like, let's give this guy a chance. He scores at Juarez and then disappears off the radar. He's still registered with us this season, but he's not going to, with Viñas and Diente, he's not going to get a chance.
Yeah. I mean, I remember back in the day when Matosas, there was a Santanita Castañeda. I forget his name too, but he was from una colonia. Y le pone Santanita, Simón Javier. He came from Alianza.
Alianza?
Yeah, but yeah, like, si pena ni gloria. Like, it was just kind of like, yeah. And well, same thing you said about the other one you said, Ibarra. Like, he came, they were like, oh, this guy is going to be the next big thing. And
y no.
Y nada.
No despegaron.
No, y luego podemos hablar. And if you're going to someone should make a documentary about this. How many times does León spend? Like, I know Maxi Morales, when they bought Maxi Morales, he was worth a lot of money. They paid a lot of money for Maxi Morales. And I think he left free almost. Like,
like little 5-foot guy?
Yeah, que lo trajeron de Argentina, but I don't know what team.
I think he was on Fiorentina or like.
Oh, he was at Atalanta.
Atalanta. There you go.
Oh, he was in Italy. That's true. Oh yeah. Man, I'm tripping.
He's still playing. He went on. Yeah. He went on to have a really storied career with NYCFC. Still there.
But what I'm saying is that with León, like when he came, se fue casi gratis. Like, or I think that's what it was almost. Or I'm confusing him with another player then.
Yeah, there's a lot of players. There's a lot of players right now that don't play for us that are on the books.
Yeah,
Chapo's still getting paid.
Yep, they're loaned out.
Fede Martinez is getting paid.
Well, Germán Cano, he same thing happened. Lo prestamos and then they bought him, right? But he didn't. They bought him for like very less than what we bought him, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I loathe about sometimes lo que hace León. Like, come on, man. We can't be spending money like that and not seeing anything come back. And I think this happens so many times. Julio González, El Galgo Suárez, they play now at the Barrio.
Who's Julio González?
I don't know. I know El Galgo Suárez.
No sé, güey. No sé quién son. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing.
All right, we're reaching the hour. How about we go into prediction time?
I think so.
I think it's about time to go into prediction time. Everyone in the chat, drop your predictions. León at Chivas this Saturday. I already know what Javier is going to say. Anyway, let's go into prediction time.
Prediction time!
All right. Javier, you go first.
Y no tiene nada que ver con lo que ha pasado de los otros marcadores de 0-3. Why am I talking with it? No, I do think, this is what I want, right? I always complain about changing my score, but I do think that, not 0-3, man, but I do think it's going to be more like a 2 or backwards 1-2 game. I think va a ganar León 1-2.
Really? Okay.
Sí, yo creo que va a estar arriba igual 0-2 León, and then they're going to try to, like, second half ayudar a Chivas or something, but León's going to hacernos sufrir. I just feel like it's going to be the rest of that's going to be the story for the rest of the season.
Yeah. All right. Louis, what you got?
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one to predict. On the one hand, Chivas is going to say they're going to want the revancha and they're going to want to take it out on us for the two straight losses, 3-0 losses that they've had, especially the one midweek against America at home, embarrassing, humiliating
Humiliating,
opening leg to their Conca Champions round of 16 series.
That's
On the
rival.
one hand, they're going to say that. But on the other hand, they're going to be tired, and there's going to be a huge ton of pressure on them to come through with that. And whereas Leon, I just don't know if they're feeling that. I don't know. I think I don't know. They might already be in whatever wins we get this season or in a bonus mode. I think they might play free and easy. And the Akron is not historically ever been a place we've struggled to play. Like when we've lost to Chivas, it's usually been at home. Like lately, we haven't. Lately, the last few times, I can't. The last time we lost to Chivas in El Akron, I think was like 4 years ago. It was back in like it was right before the
Pandemic.
Right before the pandemic. Yeah, it was right before the pandemic. I remember that game. It was one of the last few matches right before the shutdown. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
We've historically played pretty well there. We get up for the games there, it seems like. And Chivas is kind of going through it right now, and so are we, but there's way more pressure on them, and they're going to have tired legs. And honestly, their squad is not that deep. People like to always make it out to be, the super deep squad they always have, but honestly, I always view their squad as a bunch of troncos vendidos como cracks. And that's kind of what they got going on this season. And so I think we have every opportunity to go in there and win. We just have to finish our chances.
Are you calling
finish our chances?
A tronco?
I'm calling him a muertazo is what I'm calling him. Yeah.
Hey, man. First of all, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but dude, ¿quién se va a tirar así cuando que le marquen su penal? That was the most.
Oh, that's what he always does. That I know. Whatever. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go on a Chicharito rant. But
love him. That's why
I think we can get in. I'm not going to go any higher than a 1-0, but I think we can get a 1-0 out of this match. I really do. I think we can eke out a 1-0. Our defense has improved. We've been one of the least goleados in the last few matches, and I feel like Cota got the wake-up call when he was benched for that one game, and he really took that to heart when he came back. He's played differently. He's not quite back to his full level, but he was a big factor in that Cholos game, and he's been playing a lot better since he was benched and came back. So I have trust in him. He always gets up for matches against Chivas too. Obviously, this is the club de sus amores, and obviously at this point he's probably never going to go back there.
Wait,
no.
Had a few blunders.
No. He gets up for the matches against Chivas, and we're not going to get into that stupid, asinine, moronic.
Remember when he was like,
that for some reason,
penal?
that penal against AJ Macias, which did not happen the way they said it did. That was complete and utter bull. I'm not going to swear, even though I really, really want to. It was complete and utter garbage that the media made up when they said, "Oh yeah, he gave señales to Jota, so Jota will know where to shoot the penalty." That was such garbage that never happened. That was just something that they invented in the media that did not happen.
God, bro.
And
I'm sorry,
he's always gotten up for matches against Chivas. Yeah. So I trust him in this one.
I feel like he had a really good game against Cholos, man. Yeah. He's back in the zone.
All right, so we have Javier 2-1, Louis 1-0.
Hold on. You haven't submitted it, right? You haven't submitted nothing.
Come on.
Give me a 0-2. I want Leon to win 0-2. I think Cota, you convinced me, man. Cota is going to have a clean sheet, bro. We need it. 0-2? He deserved it against Cholos. He's going to get it against Chivas because this is poetic justice or however you call this. And 0-2 feels better than 2-1.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. I think both teams are going to look for the win, obviously Chivas, because they need it. Like they absolutely need it.
So does Leon. Let's not get things twisted.
We also need it. But they're at home. It's sold out, and it's going to be a wild atmosphere.
They were at home, and it was sold out against America too, and they laid an absolute egg.
Yeah.
Sorry.
America's looking really good this season.
Chivas could afford.
Leon played America much better than Chivas did.
Yeah.
Leon played very well against America. That's a thing, man. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna get.
Leon gets
I
up
feel
for
like
these matches. That is the thing. Leon gets up for these matches. They always do.
And it's a lot. This is against Chivas.
Tigres,
Anímicamente,
Chivas, America, they
yeah,
get up for the matches.
Yeah.
those are the ones where
Yeah.
you see a little extra in every player. I feel De Leon, and I think also I think El Akron sometimes. I think you're right, Louis, about the whole. If they ever beaten us, it probably was at home, in our home. I think su propia gente le da esa presión. And I think they got a lot of pressure. So yeah, there's everything Louis said was exactly what I was thinking prior to. And when I was watching the America Chivas game, I was like, this is really good for us. You know, this is really good for us. Lo están cansando, lo están en sus cabezas. Yeah, think about it. If you're a Chivas fan, you probably don't care about this Leon game at all. You want to play with puros, probably ninguno titular, and you save all your good players for the next two games you're going to play against America. You know, because they got two games against America. Otro, el que se va a definir en la Coca Champions y el de la Liga.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, I'm going 1-1. I think we'll be all right. I like Adonis playing that CDM role.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to start there again. Maybe he is, because
Who might come back?
he looked really good at it. And there's somebody with 4 cards right now, 4 yellow cards. And if they pick up one more, I think it's
Barreiro?
I can't remember. I tweeted it, but I can't remember. Somebody's like 1 yellow card away from.
It's not Napoli, is it?
From a suspension. No. It's like
You just got
it's probably Adonis.
Ah, come on.
Yeah, it's probably Adonis. So I don't know. He just has to be careful out there. Anyway, all right. That pretty much wraps this up. Episode 160, Leon versus Chivas and Leon Cholos recap. Any last words, guys, before we head out of here? Any shout outs? Any mentions?
Yeah, I feel like
We're going on a win streak, fellas.
Hey, hot take.
gonna-
Can I have a hot take real quick?
You want a hot take?
Watch.
Hot take?
Yes, watch.
Let me roll the clip. Let me roll the clip.
All right.
Hot take.
Hot take. All right. I think faltan 7 partidos. I think we all are down on our luck because León is not. But what if León gana 7 partidos consecutivamente y ganan sus 6 partidos de liguilla? Son campeones y 13 partidos consecutivos rompen el récord. That's my hot take. It's going to happen.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Lou, you had a hot take earlier this week, didn't you?
Or not.
Yes,
Or not.
but I can't remember exactly what it was.
After
If
the
I can
game,
find it in
I remember you and I dropped some hot takes.
We
I
did.
got my hot take. I got my hot
you
take.
guys
did, and I
I'm gonna
think they
drop
were-
a hot
all you guys do is drop hot takes.
I'm
I think
gonna
they were
drop a
pretty.
hot
Okay, yeah. I found it.
I
My
got like
hot take
20 hot takes
was.
on my-
My hot take was our next 3 matches are against Chivas, Pumas, and Necaxa. 3 solid but up and down teams this season, and I said if we manage at least 4 points out of those 3 matches, we will make Liguilla. We will qualify for Liguilla at least in a play-in spot. And if we get 6 or 7 points out of those 3 matches, we will qualify directly. That was my hot take.
That's logical. I agree with that. That sounds agreeable.
Yeah, but like nobody's. I don't think it'll happen. That's
Well,
why.
I
It's
think
told
4
you-
points.
I already told you
4
what to do.
points. 4 points out of. Actually, sorry, those are not our next 3 matches because there's a match against Puebla in there. I'm assuming that's a win. I'm assuming the home match against Puebla is a win. Assuming
Okay.
that is a win, if we get 4 points out of those other 3 matches that I mentioned, out of the matches between those 3 teams, I think 4 points out of those 3 matches is doable.
say,
You know, what just creep
A win.
in my mind,
That's
like,
a win, a draw, and a loss. You can pick and choose however how
way-
it might happen.
I just feel
But a
like
win,
the
a
way
draw, and a loss against those 3 teams.
I feel like the way you dismiss Puebla, man. I just feel like you just
All
curse with the levanta muertos.
all right, here's my hot
They
take.
don't always levanta muertos. That's the one thing I don't like.
Here's my hot take. All right, so we played Chivas and Puebla. And then after that, there's an international break. So we're off for like a week and a half. I think it's maybe 2 weeks. I said, if Baba doesn't actually get 2 points, meaning 2 draws in those 2 games, then I think he's on the chopping block.
You said he's out. Yeah,
He's
that is a
out.
hot take because I don't think that's
The
gonna happen.
international break.
That's a very hot take.
That's a
Because
hot
I've said
take.
all along,
That's a
and I still
very
believe.
hot take.
I just
don't
don't
think
see.
Leon
I
doesn't.
don't see a world. I don't see a world where he gets let go this season.
It would have to be
Yeah.
something crazy, man. It would have to be like Torrente. Remember, I think Torrente was let go because se metió con la afición, right? And it was like it was after bad results, and then he was like,
Torrente?
yeah, Torrente. I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah, he did.
yeah.
I
So
think I remember.
it would have to be something like on that level. But in terms of, yo creo que León historically have always given the real benefit of the doubt by at least allowing them to
But
finish.
Torrente was let go in he'd already completed one season and it was
Yeah.
into his second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I say even regardless if it's your first or second, I think for whatever reason, yo creo que ellos aguantan hasta que ya no haya, like until the end.
I just think like this season is the worst season we've seen in a very long time, and I don't see it getting any better. And 2 draws in the next 2 games
It's
does
very
not put us in a better position. And if you're gonna chop this guy's head off, you might as well just do it in the international break. Dale chance a Sebastián Mas or somebody, some interim coach, and just ride out the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to keep him for next season.
True.
It's already obvious. You're not, unless there's like some miracle, unless Fiero Viajero's
It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen.
Fiero Viajero's hot take comes true. Like,
No, my hot take is gonna come true. 7 partidos consecutivos van a ganar y van a ganar sus 2 partidos. All at 6. That's 13. Look,
I love your
I
undying optimism, Javi.
Man,
I do.
It's not even. We're gonna get 6 points out of these next 2 games. It's
All right.
Even if we're levanta muertos.
I really hope we do, man. I really do.
yeah, me too. Anyways,
we have to.
So
We have to just hope.
So shall we wrap things up, fellas?
Yeah, let's wrap things up. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Thanks to everyone on the chat who joined us today. Arturo Ruiz, as always, is our number 1 fan. Alexander Ramirez, that's Javier's compa. Who else do we have? Diego M.
Who said it? 1-2 León, goles de Platanito y Viñas.
Oh, okay. Oh, I missed that. Yeah. Goles de Platanito y Viñas.
Platanito has
cool. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, guys. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Make sure to follow Fiero Viajero. He's always there at all the games, and he's going to be there this weekend. Make sure to follow Javier, too. Javier always has really good commentary during the game. And follow the podcast. We'll let you guys know when we podcast again, hopefully next week.
Hopefully.
And, yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, muchas gracias. Y arriba la fiera.
Buenas noches.